Hello again, Lars.
Hello.
Can you tell us what is the open bike sensor?
Okay, the open bike sensor is the device which you mount on your bike. The open bike sensor is intended to measure distance between cars and bikes, especially when they come and at a high speed and go around the biker, so to say. And this is clearly a safety issue because the distance is really important to keep a safe space around the cyclist. And in Germany we have like 1 meter and 50 in the city where the cars have to pass, and as you all know, not everyone does it, and the intention is to see where at which points, at which locations in the city are dangerous areas, because everyone shares the street. There's bikers, there's cars, pedestrians, whatever, and so there's some vulnerable points, and the idea behind is to identify these vulnerable points in the cities. It's actually not to blame the car drivers, so it is an idea how to share the roads in a better way than we do now.
So let's peek inside. How does the open bike sensor hardware work, and what sensors and components are used?
Okay, I'm gonna show it right here. So this is the sensor, so to say. This gets mounted behind your best part of the body, so under your seat. And basically, this is the whole thing. Here you push the trigger, and this is the actually open sensor box. Here you see the sensors, this acoustic, so it's like the beep you know from your car if you go backwards. It's the same sensors actually, and so I just gonna show you how it looks inside. So it's all handmade. So all the holes and drillings we made by ourselves, and also the soldering, and it's also a microcontroller. So in this case, it's a ESP32. So it's also quite famous besides Arduino. And on the upper part, we have a GPS dongle to find the position. It's here behind the lid. This is the sensor, a battery, the chip, and that's actually it. So the most part is converting the energy from the battery into the 2.5 volts of the controller. And so here gets the sensor data in. You have two sensors, one for your left side where you see the cars, and one for the right side to get your position to wall or to other things on the right side. Yeah, and
they are ultrasonic sensors.
Yeah, the ultrasonic sensors, and it's charged via USB on the back side and covered. And of course you need a communication module. This is via Wi-Fi. So because it's hard to transfer the data over USB. And here in the middle there's also an SD card which collects the data during your drive, and then the data from here is uploaded to the portal, to the platform via Wi-Fi. So you can use your home Wi-Fi if you want to.
Are there a lot of cyclists using this technology, and how has the cycling community shaped the development of the open bike sensor?
Yeah, I think there was a certain wish to have something which measures these issues happening on the streets, because many cyclists feel insecure while driving on the road where other cars are. They sometimes even feel threatened, and the idea of the open bike sensor is to make this feeling visible by data, or just give a data basis. Yes, and some people had the idea to measure distance between the cars and the bike, and then the ADFC, the Allgemeine Deutsche Fahrradclub, took over this idea, and many enthusiasts are now using this open bike sensor. So it's really a lot of work, because there's no industry behind. So in every city there are people sitting in a workshop and soldering and drilling and doing all this stuff, and build up this sensor, and is then used and shared by the community. Here in Frankfurt, it's the ADFC who's majorly involved to spread this around, and they try to build more and more of this sensor so that more people can use it.
And how accurate are the measurements?
Yes, if you look at a wall, so if you go with a bike at a wall, it is one or plus or minus 1 centimeter, so it's very accurate. But you have to keep in mind that the shape of a car is not as straight, so I would say it's plus minus 5 centimeters, because the shape of the car varies a bit. But it's still enough to decide whether it's 1.50 m or 1 meter or 50 centimeter. So this is what we know. So it's really threatening. Is it okay, or is it good?
And you already told that the data is then uploaded as a GPS with a GPS coordinate to a portal. And are there privacy concerns, or how do you ensure the privacy of users when logging in?
Yes, this was a really long ongoing discussion, because you have very personal data, because it's your bikeway. You start from home, so actually everyone could know that where you go. And so for IDs, we use nicknames which no one other uses. And in the software, you can define a home zone. So within this zone, you cannot take any measurements, so that no one knows where you live, and so you just monitor the regions which are not personal to you, so to say, so that no one can guess where you live. And the other thing is that only measuring points which you actively measure, so you have to push the button that a measurement is done, so you can decide whether you want to have this data or not. And this is your decision. Whenever you push the button, it's yours. And before you upload, you can also delete measurements. So you have to actively get involved to upload your data to the server. So there's three steps of privacy which secure that no one knows who you are and where you live.
Okay. In Stuttgart, this sensor won this German cycling prize. And so, generally speaking, how have local governments reacted to this open bike sensor data? Or if I ask myself if there are any success stories where this sensor change infrastructure of the city?
Yes, for example, in Frankfurt, there are quite often meetings between the Magistrat of Frankfurt and ADFC, and they go to the sites where it is dangerous, and they look how the traffic goes and what could be done. And of course, this data will be used then to see if there's something getting better or if it's getting even worse. Maybe we talk about later about an issue we have here in Frankfurt, and so this data is already used, and of course the more data we have, the more it is useful for local policies and decision on roads.
And obviously have also cyclists report maybe feeling safer because of this sensor.
Yes, what personally what I saw, that most of the car drivers, they behave correctly. They obey the rules. So let's say 90 or 95% they do it correctly. It's just a few which passing by in too narrow streets, and so this makes me feel a bit safer, and I guess also other people.
So you also use the sensor.
Yes.
And some drivers argue that 1.5 meter of passing distance is not realistic on maybe narrow streets. And what is your experience? How do you respond to this?
Yeah, so if there's no space to pass, you just shouldn't pass. So, so there's no question. But if there's a slow car or a bus in front of you, there's even no space to pass. You have to wait. But it's actually not the issue. The issue is that that we have too narrow roads, and often cars and bikes share the roads. In big roads, it's okay. If in smaller roads, there should be some city developmental decisions how it could be done in another way. So we need additional bike lanes, but maybe we also need some separate car lanes, so to say. So this is what the data shows, and where the policymakers can make decisions based on data.
So the project relies on volunteers. How do you motivate, or how ADFC motivate people to keep contributing data long term?
Well, I think there's a lot of people who want to use it. The actual problem now is that we have not enough sensors. So and so we do it like this, that we keep the sensor for 3 weeks to 2 months, and then we exchange with another person who lives in another area, so that we can monitor more spots and more quarters of the city. But I think there are a lot of motivated people, and this is not the issue, because it's also very easy to use. So it's just switch on and then push the button, and that's it. So it's technically it's a no-brainer, so to say.
And speaking of technique, what are the biggest technical challenges? For example, calibration or battery life on OpenBike sensor.
So I didn't develop the sensor, so I think there's a lot of energy has been used to find the right components, because it's all handmade. So they go to different shops and should this electronic part and should we use this or this? So there are a lot of decisions to be made. In the practical use, the main issue is indeed the weather conditions, because the battery goes down when it's cold. It's not completely sealed, so when it rains, one should deal with this problem, and so this is for the user. It's the main issue is the weather. And in a city like Frankfurt, we don't see the satellites sometimes because the buildings are too high.
Oh, okay. So what's next? What's next for the project? It's used in multiple cities, and are there new features or new partnerships, or is the project maybe scaling up?
So the first is the scaling up, because we just monitor several cities and also only in certain quarters. So this should be extended, but also other features would be nice. For example, if you make a turn, then these situations to monitor, crossing pedestrians, crossing cars, and stuff like this. This would be nice to have, because it's also typical dangerous situations when you're a cyclist. And for this, we don't have a solution right now, but I think there are ideas. And of course, the bikes could be monitored could be used to monitor air quality and heat conditions and stuff. So the connection between traffic and urban city ecology would be really nice. And there are some enthusiasts who already figure out how to use this together with other sensors. So this is a really nice outlook, and I hope that we'll have some of these sensors in the next years.
And maybe this technology could also be adapted for other vehicles, for e-scooters or for maybe pedestrians.
Yeah, this could be an option. What we don't want is to use cameras, because with the cameras we automatically have this privacy issues, and this a deal we don't want to have. And everything what can be done with kind of normal sensors would be nice. Yeah.
So based on your experience, maybe also direct experience with the sensor, if you could mandate one policy change based on your data, what would it be?
There are some bike lanes which are just marked on the road, and it's normally a former car lane, and just divided into a car lane and a small bike lane. And what we see, or what I saw as well, is that this is more dangerous than doing nothing there, because every car driver thinks, okay, the cyclist is on its own lane and passes even nearer than he or she would do if there would be no marking on the road. So, and this is nicely to see in the Eschesheimer Landstraße, right here around the corner. So the northern part is just like this, so just a painted bike lane, and we have all red marks. So the whole lane is marked red. There are 100 of points where it's really threatening. And this was like 8 or 9 years ago. They built the northern part, and 2 or 3 years ago they built the southern part, and they made huge bike lanes with its separation, the physical separation, and then you can see it's all green. So it is obviously there's some people learned out of the data, and so it is a nice example how it could work. And hopefully there will be many more of them in the future.
And a last question, maybe you see the data, and do you take the data into consideration when you decide how you drive with your bike to a destination? Or another, maybe other, do the cyclists that take part to this project also see the data?
everyone can see the data because it's public, so it's on the platform. So I would say I do not really change my cycling behavior, but what I see is that there are some dangerous points, and it makes me a little bit more I keep my eyes open, so to say, at this points where I see, okay, there's everything red, so I go a little bit slowlier or have a look around me. So this might be more the case. So that is one is more pays more attention on the surroundings.
Or maybe you go extra to these points to take more measurements.
Yes, some people say, okay, yeah, I just do it again to see whether it's really it's really so dangerous. So indeed, some people do extra tours to monitor some roads again and see whether it was just one exceptional case or if it happens regularly.
Okay, thank you.